Alright guys, we're looking at the third and final video today. So what I want you guys to do is finish this last problem. When we're done with the problem, I want you to go ahead and start your homework. The quicker you guys can get done with homework, the better it is for you guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up and jump back to the problem we were on. Let me zoom up there. Okay, and let me get caught up to you guys. So what I had, it says find the height, and we should have this. 4224.8 is equal to pi 8.2 squared and times the height. So let me go and bring up my calculator up one more time, and then we'll go ahead and finish up this problem. So what we're going to do is go ahead and solve for height by doing 8.2 to the second power. And then I have 62.24. Now remember, we are going to be using 3.14 for pi. So this is pi times 8.2 to the second power. So now I can do the times it by pi or times it by 3.14. And I'm going to have 211.1336 times h is going to equal my volume, which is 4224.8. So now what I want to do is divide both sides by 211.1336. Okay? Now remember, students always ask, I thought the answer wants us to round it to the nearest tenth. That is correct, but you don't do any rounding until the very, very end. So we're going to take 4,224 and 8 tenths, and we are going to divide that by 211.1336. And this will give me my value for height, which is 20. So if I round this to the near tenth, it would just be 20.0, which is 20. So therefore, my height is 20. Now, we're going to use my units, which is millimeters. So my height is 20 millimeters. There's no cube because what we were just looking for is the height. That's part of the 3D shape, but it's not the 3D shape, okay? Now what it's trying to do is says, find the circumference of the base of the cylinder. So if here's the base of my cylinder, so here's my cylinder, the base is the parts on the top or bottom, it's saying find the distance around that circle. And if you guys remember, the formula for a cylinder is circumference equals diameter pi, or circumference equals 2r pi. These are equivalent, so it doesn't matter which one you use, and it gives me my diameter, so I'm going to use this one right here. So circumference is equal to 16.4 times pi, which is 3.14. So we're just going to multiply that by 3.14, and let's see what I get. So I'm going to do 16.4 times 3.14, and I'm going to get a, sorry, forgot that one, 16.4 times 3.14. Now I'm going to get a final answer of 51.5. Okay? Alright, so this one says, an ice cream company wants to package a pint of ice cream, a circular cylinder that is 4 inches high. A pint is 16 fluid ounces, and 1 fluid ounce is 1.8 cubic inches. What is the radius of the base circle do we have? So guys, what it's trying to trick you here because basically it's saying we have ice cream. So here's my ice cream. And my pen's acting up funny, so let me go and reset this. Yeah, let me go and reset this really quickly. So what it's saying is I have ice cream, and the tricky part is it's giving you 2 units. One is fluid ounces, while the other is cubic inches. It does tell you the conversion rate though. So what we are going to do is convert everything to have the same unit. So let me go ahead and zoom up to the next part there. Okay, so it says that it is 16 fluid ounces. That's the volume. Volume is 16 ounces. But that doesn't really help us because the height is in inches. But it does tell us that 1 fluid ounce is equal to 1.8 cubic inches. So it says 1 pint of ice cream equals how many cubic inches? Well, if the volume is 16 ounces and 1 ounce is equal to 1.8 cubic ounces or cubic inches, all I need to do is multiply 16 times 1.8. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So one more time, let me bring up my calculator, and we're going to just do 16 times 1.8, and that will give me a total of 28.8 cubic inches. So inches cubed, cubic inches, same thing. So what I want you guys to realize is that this is my volume. Okay? So next thing, what it's going to ask for, it says, what is the shape of the base? The shape of the base is just a circle. It's a cylinder. And it says, what equation represents the area of the base? Well, since it's a cylinder, the base is a circle. Therefore, pi r squared represents the area of the base. And it says, what is the height? It tells us in the instructions that my height is 4. So it says, what equation represents the volume of the figure? It's pi r squared times height, because it's a cylinder. All right. Use this equation to find the radius of the base. So what it says is we're going to plug in everything we know. So let me go ahead and make a little bit more room here for us to solve this. And let's go and plug everything I know. I know the volume is 28.8. This is going to equal 3.14 r squared times 4. So what I'm going to do first is do 3.14 times 4. And that's going to give me 12.56. So let me zoom this up even more. So I'm going to have 28.8 is equal to 12.56 r squared. I'm now going to divide both sides by 12.56. And that's going to give me 2.292994 equals r squared. Now guys, remember, we haven't necessarily spent a lot or any details learning how to get rid of r squareds. But remember, what we're going to do is if you have the blue calculators, you're going to hit this button. This eliminates the r squared that gives you just r. If you have the iPhone, you're going to turn it sideways. You're going to open up the app. You're going to turn your phone sideways, and you're going to hit this button. Okay? This will give you the answer that we are looking for, which is 1.23. It says round to the nearest tenth, and this is rounded to the nearest tenth. So this would be the radius of my shape. Don't forget, we need to write the units, which is just inches. All right, final question of the day. For a science project, Jack wants to put a collection of collect rainwater. The can was 11 inches tall. So here's the can, so it's raining and water is filling up. The can is 11 inches tall and has a diameter of 8 inches. If it rained exactly, so this is how much it rained 20 cubic inches a day. How long will it take to fill? So it's basically saying the volume. This is 20 inches for one day. Second day, another 20 cubic inches. The third day, another 20 cubic inches. It's saying how many total days must it rain for this can to be filled. So what we need to do is find the volume. So remember, volume equals pi r squared times the height. So volume equals 3.14 times my radius squared. So if my diameter is 8, my radius is going to be 4. So 4 squared times the height. So this is going to be volume equals 3.14 times 16 times 11. So to find the total volume, we're just going to take out our calculators and plug these values in. This is going to be 16 times 3.14 times 11. And that's going to give me a total volume of 552.64 cubic inches. Now what it's saying is it's going to be raining 20 inches per day. So how many days will it take to fill up 552.64? So all we're going to do is divide this by 20, and that means I will get something of 27.632. So there's a few ways you can answer this. You can say, so you could say 27.6 days. You can say on the 28th day, it will be full. Any one of these answers I would accept, okay? So I hope this lesson makes sense. Right now, you guys can go ahead and start your homework. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I don't know how available I will be, but I'll do my best. Or feel free to ask the sub.